everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Okay, today's message is marrying someone from another country. Okay, marrying someone from another country. All right, before we get started, I want to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all of the new viewers. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Those of you who are new to this channel, I will answer your relationship questions. So at the end of the video, I'll show you a link where you can send in your questions, and I will either answer your question privately through the email, or I will share it online with the collective, and it can be your choice. Now, those of you who are interested in these caps, they are now available in my online store. So just go to the description, go all the way to the bottom, and you see a link that says online store. Just click on that link, and there you have it. Okay, let's jump into this message today. Now the topic today was inspired by a letter that came in from one of our male viewers. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into the letter, and then we're going to talk about this issue. Okay, here we go. I ended an 8-year relationship this past December. It was the woman that I cheated with that ended my marriage. I'm so sorry that your marriage ended, which I was not happy in. Okay, then I guess you're not sorry that it ended. I realized why I cheated was my problem. I realized the hurt, the pain, and the loss of family was a result. That's another story. Me and my ex-wife are friends now, and we've talked about what happened. We both had our issues. Well, I'm glad that you were able to come to an understanding with your ex-wife, and there's no ill feelings there. Okay? I stayed in that last relationship even after we divorced. I had no clue what to do at that point other than just go live my life. What's done is done. This was before I did a lot of reflecting, changes, and made a vow to never cheat again, no matter what. Okay, well, it looks like you learned the lesson. Okay, all right. Someone told me after no matter what anyone else does, it's not going to change who I am. I would leave the relationship before I cheat. So I always remember that. Once I realized what I wanted to do in my life, 5 years into that relationship, I realized it wasn't for me. We just did not match with each other. I can admit. I got her to that relationship because I was curious about an older woman, and I was able to do things as far as going places that was not happening in my marriage. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, you say you and your ex-wife are friends, and you stayed in that relationship even after the divorce. All right, I guess you still got along with her and all of that. Okay, all right. Basically, I got into it for the wrong reasons, and that's why it wasn't working. There were so many signs to leave that relationship. I just was ignoring. And I kept getting all the unhappiness that I was deciding to stay in. Okay, now from what I'm understanding here is that although you were divorced from you were divorced, you still stayed in the relationship. Oh, I see. I was just ignoring. I kept getting all the unhappiness that I was deciding to stay in. Okay, I understand. You are explaining what happened in the marriage. Okay. When I finally left this relationship in December, I have no emotions for the last 2 to 3 years. So I felt like I didn't need time to heal. Well, yeah, you needed time to heal. Yeah, you needed to take time to heal because you didn't have any emotions. Number one, you needed to take time to heal. And I'm glad that you took time to reflect on what happened in that relationship, your cheating and all of that. And then you decided that you won't do that again. Okay, I understand. I was healing in that relationship. After the relationship, I realized that she was the type of person that never wanted to be alone, and she hid her financial problems. So regardless how unhappy I was, she was happy to have somebody there. I just want to put this out there. I don't believe a cheater is always a cheater. The last time I cheated was in 2013 and it's 2023. Okay, well, as long as you have decided that you don't want to cheat anymore, well, kudos to you. Okay, I hope that you stick to that here on out. Don't cheat. It's better to leave a relationship if you're not happy in a relationship. You see, but don't sit in a relationship and cheat on the other person. That's not fair. Okay? All right. I met my girlfriend doing Super Bowl. Okay, this is a new romance in 2023. Okay, now wait a minute. You just ended a 8-year relationship this past December. And now you are meeting someone new this quick. This is pretty fast, if you ask me. And you say you don't feel like you needed time to heal because you didn't have really any emotions after the ending of your last relationship. After an 8-year relationship, and it's December, and here we are now, we're just a few months out, and you already met a new girl, and you're calling her your girlfriend, and you met her on Bumble. I don't know what Bumble is, but I assumed it's an online dating site. Okay? During our conversation, she informed me that she is here temporarily in the U.S. on a work visa, which ends this year in November. She is from Colombia, and I am in Columbia, Maryland, ironically. Well, you know what? Sometimes things like this happen, but you know what? Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. You know, we don't know why you're meeting this woman, if it's a lesson or a blessing. That's why I'm trying to tell you to keep your eyes open. Okay? I am 52 and retired. She is 42. While here, she has resided in Virginia, which is about an hour away from me. We video chat every day since then. I was either spending the weekend at her place or she's spending the weekend at mine. All right. So you just met this woman during the Super Bowl. And I think the Super Bowl just passed. Okay. And already you've gone to her place and she's come to your place. So I assume that you two have already had sex together. Okay. I can assume that you have already been intimate with this woman this fast. Neither one of us has or wants kids. I met her mother and daughter, who's 17, who lives with her, who has welcomed me. Okay. Now you just said here that you don't want kids. She's already got a daughter that's 17. That's her kid. So I guess what you mean is that you don't want any more kids. You don't want to have any more kids, is what you mean by this. Okay. You say that her mother and her daughter welcomed you. All right. She applied for a job within her organization that would have allowed her to stay longer, but it fell through, which means her contract will be ending this November. Once she got the news, she decided it was best to send her mother and daughter, who is 17, back to Colombia. She decided to become a roommate somewhere to take that extra money to pay off a house she purchased in Colombia by next year. Okay. I offered her the choice to stay with me. If me moving to Colombia was going to happen just to see how we are as a couple prior to living together. All right. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. This thing is going way too fast. All right. Can't you see it? It's going way too fast. You just met this woman at the Super Bowl. All right. And already she's got some pressing issues that her work contract is going to end in November, which means that she's got to go back home. All right. So what she's saying here, she's telling you that maybe she'll send her mother and her daughter back to Colombia and that she will find a roommate or become a roommate to save money so that she can pay off a house that she purchased back in Colombia. Okay, I just want to understand what's going on here. All right. Now, you offered for her to come move in with you. All right. Now, listen. You are infatuated with her. Yeah, I'm sure you are. You're already calling her your girlfriend and you just met her. Okay. You met her mother and her daughter. All is lovely right now because you're in the honeymoon. You understand? This is the honeymoon stage. Everything is always wonderful in the honeymoon stage. You see? But don't feel pressed because her contract is ending in November. You see? That puts the pressure on you to make a move if you want her right now or not. Okay? Don't feel that pressure. That's her problem, not yours. You understand? Enjoy her while she's here. But for you to ask her to move in with you, I don't know if that's such a good idea. Because you don't know her. You don't know her. You just met her. You understand? And just because you have been intimate with her and everything is good right now, it could be disastrous down the line because you don't know this woman. You understand? It's the same way for if a woman just met a man and you let him move in. It's the same thing for you, men. Don't just meet a woman and then invite her to move in because you see that she's got a little issue here. You see, she's got a little issue. She wants to save money so that she can pay on this house that she bought in Colombia. You understand? That's her issue, and you should not make it your issue. You don't know her yet. You understand? Okay. Before we met, I was already planning to move to Portugal next year. So uprooting myself for a drastic move was already planned. But for the sake of a good relationship and a partner, I would be willing to reroute because I'm not giving up my dream of traveling. I would just be doing it from another location. How do you know that? Listen, if you hit your wagon up with this woman, you don't know what's going to happen in the future because your plans could drastically change because you have another person now. You understand? And in the honeymoon stage, everybody agrees with whatever your plans are for the future. It's yes, 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 because you're still on the honeymoon. You see, when the dust settles, you don't know what you have. You see, you need to take your time with this. We both share passion for traveling and possibly living abroad. She has traveled instead of being someone who wants to travel. We are going to visit her country for a week this coming August and talking about spending a month with her when she goes back to her country during the Christmas holidays. She is currently waiting for another job offer, which she hopes she gets. And if so, she will not be going back this fall. Currently, she works from home 3 days a week, and I agreed to take her to her office and pick her up the other 2 days, which are basically 1 hour each way or more based on traffic. Okay, all right, I'm a little confused here. Okay, that you travel an hour to pick her up and take her to work, and then another hour to pick her up and take her home. I don't like it, but she is really caring, loving, and an affectionate person. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm trying to understand what you're doing here. It looks like you're trying to provide for this woman. Okay, which is a good thing. But this woman, all right, let's shine the light on her. She doesn't have a car. How has she been getting back and forth to work before she met you? That's the question. You see? You say, so I have no problem supporting her. Yeah, because now you're fascinated with her. So of course you have no problem with this right now. But I can see how this can get very old, very, very quick. You see? How has this woman been managing her transportation so far before she met you? Now it seems like it's all falling on your shoulders. But the thing about it is you just met her. You just met her at the Super Bowl online. Then you went flying off down there to meet her personally. And I'm pretty sure you had sex with her. You see? Then she came back to your house having sex with you. Okay, so here we go. She's very happy, and I am also. I arranged my apartment to make her as comfortable moving and living with me. And she tells me often that she appreciates it. And it was a burden off her chest. I bet if she's living with you, now she's able to save money, so she can pay off her place in Colombia. Okay? Her mother and daughter sees how happy she is and privately told me she has never been like she is. Oh, she's never been this happy before. Okay? Things have been moving fast with us. We met 3 days after creating my Bumble profile. You met 3 days after putting up your profile. Okay? But I would say I have watched Stefan Speaks, Jay Sherry, your channel, and others to weed out going through the motions with meeting people by entering a relationship with an intentional purpose. Okay. She knows my goal is to marry her. So there is a purpose with our relationship. What is your opinion on this? Do you think moving in is a good idea to get to know enough about her? No, I don't. Because she's not going to show you her true self until she gets that ring, until you marry her. Then that's when you going to see who she really is. That's why she's taking you so fast. This is going way too fast. You need to put the brakes on this right now. Okay? I'm not marrying her right away. Good for you. Good for you. You should at least draw this out at least a year or so. And even if she has to go back to Colombia, you go on with your plan to travel, whatever you need to do, and then you can swing around there and check on her in Colombia. Okay? See if it lasts that long. But don't put off your plans to scoop up this woman that you just met. You do not know this woman. But you keep saying, but that is my goal eventually, to marry her. Listen, you just got out of a marriage. Why are you in such a hurry to marry somebody? Why? You need to think about that yourself. Why? And also think about what happened in your first marriage. Why you cheated. You understand? Because you could be faced with the same situation in your next marriage. Because you didn't take time to heal from the last marriage. You say you didn't need healing. You say you didn't need to heal from it. You see? So now here you go, rolling off, ready to marry somebody else. Why? Why? What's your urgency to marry somebody? Okay? So I may move to Colombia, but it's not a permanent thing. I can leave if something happens, and I can just go with my first plan. But I don't think that's going to be the case, because what I see so far is a good woman. Yeah, of course that's what you see, is a good woman. Listen, let me tell you something. I knew a young man who married this woman from another country. Okay? He happened to travel to her country, met her, and of course she got pregnant right away, okay, to lock him down, and he ended up marrying her. Okay? So now she gets to come to America. All right? She comes to America. He puts her in a nice, beautiful home, helps her get her education, helps her open up a thriving business. But now that she's sitting pretty in America, she figures she don't need him anymore. You understand? She's met up with some folks from her country in America. And now she feels like she can divorce him, still keep her beautiful home, get alimony, and all will be well. You understand? Men, be careful marrying women who are not from this country because they want to get to this country. Many of these women are coming from poverty, you see, and they want to hook somebody up in America so that they can get their citizenship here and live a better life than what they're living in their country. You understand? These people are not being honest with you. Now, your intention is to marry. And I'm sure her intention was to find a husband. That's why she was on the internet site, was to find a husband. Now she's got you on the hook. She got you on the hook. My advice to you is to take your time with this. Go very slow with this. Get to know this woman in and out. And realize that you're still in the honeymoon stage. Everything is wonderful in the honeymoon stage. Take your time. Get to know her. Get to know her people. Get to know her lineage. Because all of that can affect you if you marry this woman. You see? And just because this woman says she doesn't want any children doesn't mean that she won't have any. That doesn't mean that she won't get pregnant by you. And there you are. You have a baby. What are you going to do? You understand? You understand? Because it's going so fast. It sounds like a trap. Because it's going so fast. Soon as you met her, you see, now she's got to go back to Colombia. Her job, you understand, is her contract is running out. Everything is desperate. You don't want to be in a situation like that. That's a bad situation. Don't be pressured to make major decisions about your life, period. Don't be pressured. The same thing that goes for the women goes for the men. Because women can be just as evil as men can be. Okay? You don't know this woman. You can't know this woman that fast. You don't know enough about her. She's probably beautiful. And you say she's loving. And you can see a good woman now. Yeah, you can see a good woman now. She's going to be her best now. But I tell you, be careful marrying these women from other countries and bringing them over here. Because look at the statistics. Is so many of them, after they get here and get settled, get your money, get in a home and whatever, now all of a sudden the marriage is no good. When they have their citizenship and they don't need you anymore, then all of a sudden the marriage is no good. You understand? Listen, it's hard enough for men to find the perfect mate here in your own country. So why are you online looking for trouble from other countries? If I were you, I would not do this. I would not go into that relationship with the intent to marry her. Now, enjoy her. If you want to date her, date her. Date her for a few years because she's in another country. Date her for a few years. And then, once you feel that you have seen all aspects of this woman and her family, because her family is going to affect you, and her family, and then if you decide that you want to marry her, go ahead. Go ahead. But don't be pushed. From your letter, this sounds like a bad situation because It's in a hurry. It's hurried. You understand? It's rushed. Soon as you met the woman, now you understand? You just met her in December. What is it? You just got out of a relationship in December. You met her at the Super Bowl, and now her job is going to expire in November. So it looks like she was just over here on a year visa. Maybe she was just here for a year. But in any regard, she likes it here and she would like to stay here. So if she could hook up with you, that's her end. You see? And you are looking for a wife. You're looking for a wife. So really, you're kind of like a sitting duck. And you went online to find people. Listen, there are women scammers online just like men scammers online. Okay? Women from other countries, just like men from other countries, want to marry U.S. citizens so that they can come to America because they believe that in America, they have more opportunities and have a better life. I can understand that and, understand and I can empathize with that. But see, the downside of that is that some of them will marry anybody just to get over here. And then once they get over here and get established, now they don't want you or they don't need you anymore. They figure that they can still have the life that you have created for them without you in it. This is what I'm saying. Be careful with this one. That's my advice. Be careful with this one. Be careful marrying folks from other countries to bring them here. Be careful of that because many times their intention is just to get here by any means necessary. By any means necessary. You see, people can be very deceitful and conniving. And you don't want to be caught up in that because it can be crushingly heartbreaking to you. Now, before I close, I want to leave you with something to think about. Okay? All right. In your last relationship, you cheated. You destroyed your marriage by cheating. Okay? Now, you know that karma's coming back to visit you for that, right? Karma is going to come back to visit you because of that ill that you did. And you don't know. You don't know that this relationship could be your karma. You don't know. You don't know. Because, see, you never bothered to heal from it. You never bothered. You say you didn't need healing. Okay. So then whatever comes to you is coming. But that karma bus is coming. And it's going to hit you when you least expect it. Somebody's going to do to you what you did to your family. You never bothered to heal. You just want to roll into a new relationship. You see, people, I want you to understand this because this is all spiritual. You can't get away from it. What you do, whatever you do in life, is always going to come back. It's going to come back to you. You understand? So if I were you, I would tread lightly. If I were you, if you want to continue to date this woman, go ahead. But I'm going to tell you right now that this relationship could be your lesson and not your blessing. Only because of what happened in your last relationship, that you never bothered to heal it. Okay? I hope that you understand this message, and I really hope it helps you. But go slow, go very slow with this. If you jump into a marriage with this woman that you just met, I'm going to say it in a term that you can understand. It could be your payback. Okay? It could be your payback. And it'll hit you a lot harder than the way that you hit your family when you cheated. Okay? All right. I hope that you understand this. And I really hope that it helps. Okay? Healing is very important, people. You got to get on your spiritual path after these relationships. You don't just roll into another relationship thinking that it's going to be okay. Thinking just because you said that you're not going to cheat anymore, that everything's going to be fine in the new relationship. No. Who's to say that she's not going to cheat on you and break your heart? That would be your just dessert. You understand? People, you can't get away from karma. Karma is going to come to you whether it's good or whether it's not so good. It's according to what you put out into the universe is what's going to come back. Okay? This is why it's important for you to heal from what you put out. What you put out. You want to heal from that. You understand? And then you will never think it will change your perspective. It will change the way you think about it. It will change your whole personality when you heal. You'll be like a different person. You see? And this is what you want. So I hope that you understand. And I really hope that it helps you with this situation. Now, those of you who have questions that you would like for me to answer, here is the link. Send your questions to Miss Faye's World at hotmail.com. That's Miss Faye's World at hotmail.com. And keep your letters to one page. Just summarize your situation and ask the question. And if you prefer that I answer your letter through the email, just post it at the top of the letter and I will comply. I want to thank you for supporting this channel. I want to thank you for your comments. Thank you for your letters. And a special thank you for those who leave a donation. I appreciate you all. I wish you all much love and much happiness. And I really hope to see you next time.